G'day everybody, welcome back to Starfield. We are in New Atlantis, Jemison. Specifically, we are in the House of Varun Embassy, and we're here because we're trying to recover codes to let us get access to the Xeno warfare research that's been sort of locked away by the three big powers of the settled systems. Now, upon entering the embassy, it seems like the embassy has maybe been abandoned and is, you know, kind of overrun by all of these plants. There's some strange thing going on here with all of the sort of particle effects, like all of these gases coming out from somewhere, and all the plants sort of taking over a little bit, and then all of the, you know, security systems that seem to be pretty hostile, unless we obviously override all of the computers and you know, update the friend-foe settings. We've come to a fork in the road, so to speak. There's a pathway that goes downwards, and then there's a pathway that goes upwards. I guess we need to go up. Any good RPG player knows that they should go the other way before proceeding. So let's do that. Okay, this is inaccessible, so I guess we only have one pathway after all, so let's get moving. Again, this place is pretty creepy. I'm just being extra careful just to make sure that we're not going to be running into anything that we can't handle. A lot of the security systems and robots seem to only activate after we reach certain areas as well, so there's that. And yeah, still no real news as to what has exactly happened here. Although we are getting some assistance by someone on the intercoms. They sound a little bit weird though, so I'm not really sure what's going on. But we'll follow along for the time being. I mean, it definitely seems like we're only dealing with security systems here, and kind of exactly see where that turret is actually. There we go. Yeah, so since star stuff is probably not going to be as useful, but you know, I'm just doing it anyway, just in case we do run into organic beings. Ow! Ow! Okay, let's actually... I think I'm gonna change up to solar flare, because, yeah, as I said, probably not dealing with anything living. These robots, I have no idea if they can actually do any long-range attacks at all, or if they simply beat you to death. I'll see if we'll use solar flare to sort of save on ammo. I don't know. I feel like solar flare doesn't exactly do too much damage, despite how cool it seems. I feel the amount of damage dealt is a little bit disappointing, but... And then there are all these mannequins being placed in very, very creepy locations. And so far, we actually know very little about the Varun. Except for the fact that there are zealots, and those zealots are obviously a little bit of a handful, but then there are the less crazy Varuns, or I don't know, would you call them Varuns? Varun people? Demons. Oh, sounds like a party. Okay. I don't know if it's worthwhile breaking into this because we may have taken out all of the security already, but we'll play along. This one, yeah, seems like a little bit of a challenge, doesn't it? So that fits. That fits for the back line. So let's figure something out for the front. Okay, so that's good. Maybe this. Update friend foe settings, recalibrate, and activate turrets. Cool. Yeah, so the Varun, they sort of believe in some kind of serpent god or whatever. So the serpent stuff is always gonna be mentioned. I wonder if we could have just brought Andrasia. She's part of the Varun, isn't she? If I'm not mistaken. That's a decoy. So that fits. That looks good. Though, perhaps, maybe that's not the best. We could do that. There we go. Okay, back out. So I think this is now friendly. I'm surprised this didn't activate when we came in, but anyway, that's fine. I'm not entirely sure if we've searched this place properly. Parsec Pooch? Tempting. Ah, here we go. Something worthwhile. Ooh, some hidden creds. Alright. Let's get a move on. So, if I'm not mistaken, we just have to maybe go down the way we came before, and yeah, this way. So, I don't know why their English is very broken all the time. My bad. I did not want to do that. I was getting used to using Sense Star stuff all the time. Okay, there's nothing organic in here. Still. So let's go back to Solar Flare. What is that? Okay, there's a robot. Approach the stranger. Okay, so there's a dude in there. Where's the other robot that we took out? Let's just look around a little bit. And we haven't exactly been into Varun space either, so maybe this might take us there. Who knows? Maybe do a few jobs for House Varun. Guy's just standing there, being all creepy.
So, what seems punishment becomes providence. A reminder we can never truly know the Great Serpent's designs for us. You have my thanks, and my apologies for the ordeal you just endured. Come, let us discuss.
Alright, he seems awfully calm, considering what's happening in his embassy, so...
Not the ideal introduction, I suppose, giving you a grand tour of the embassy via barely functioning intercoms. I do greatly appreciate your persistence. I suspect the Venom tree upstairs has worked itself into more systems than I'd realized. But then again, who could cage such a beauty? Tell me though, what is it like outside? I heard the broadcast mentioning an attack, then the embassy was struck with a power surge and then... silence. Has the rest of the city suffered quite so badly?
Venom tree, okay, so there's... well, we knew that there were, you know, plants sort of invading and taking over, so to speak. But I didn't quite expect that that was the main cause. Did you say that thing pouring out clouds upstairs is called a venom tree? Is it poisonous?
Harmless spores, you have my word, but hard to navigate. Hence why I was guiding you through the intercoms to restore the environmental controls. And release me. It is the sap of the tree that gives it its... well, perhaps not a topic for this exact moment. But I must know of the rest of the city. Does it still stand?
Yeah, so this guy perhaps has been trapped for a very long time. We know that he hasn't really been outside of his embassy for a long time. Possibly because he likes not leaving, but also possibly because he can't. Or he couldn't. Is that what happened here? A power surge?
I take it you didn't have such an experience where you were then, hmm? Yes, the entire embassy was thrown into lockdown, trapping me in my quarters, disabling the Venom Tree's filters, and arming the defenses. A disconcerting experience, to say the least. Was the rest of the city spared?
The spaceport is in a rough shape. Well, not anymore, but not much else was damaged.
Is that right, huh? I shall need to have these repairs seen to sooner rather than later. Now, it cannot solely be the Serpent's grace that brought you here at such an opportune moment. You were sent by the UC. That much is obvious. Who else could just waltz through my door, hmm? And the broadcast spoke of terror morphs at the spaceport. A worrying occurrence, certainly, but coming here of all places, when all I could provide is some enthused cheerleading and... an archive code. So the UC requires information, then. On terror morphs, presumably, hmm? Do I see this all clearly?
Okay, well, he made 2 and 2 pretty quickly. Correct. We're going to use the data in the archives to better understand and stop these attacks.
The preservation of life stands as the very purpose of the archives. Using its data to prevent more attacks, there is logic there. But if I am to grant you access, I have a requirement. For years, House Varun has been known only as an agent of slaughter. We founded this embassy with hopes of shedding that legacy. With little success. In exchange for my code, I require this. You must be the one who ensures it is used for good. Ensure House Varun's legacy is more than just carnage. The knowledge you ask for isn't evil. No knowledge is. It is we who bend it to evil ends. Oh, you must assure me this will be used to save lives, not endanger them.
You have my word. I'll make sure it's used for good.
Well then, I shall not fear. Please, follow me.
Alright, I hope we're not gonna eat our words there, because, yeah, I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen next. Who knows if there's going to be a little bit of a twist to this entire journey.
It still works. And there. Let it be used for good.
Okay, so we need to return to Deputy McIntyre. I'm kind of surprised that, you know, there's nothing more that we need to do here to assist our Varun friends here. I assume we can take all of this stuff. Cool. Yeah, alright, a lot of this stuff is considered stealing. So maybe not all of this. What about these creds? Okay, stealing. These don't count as stealing, apparently. Calibrated Trackers Alliance Pack. A basic boost pack. Calibrated Explorer Pack. I mean, these are giving us much better stats than what we currently have. I'll take that one, and I'll even switch out to that pack as well. Now, we keep hearing about the Trackers Alliance. I wonder if, aside from doing, you know, bounty missions, if there's actually a way for us to join them. Okay, doing like some kind of a prayer.
Will we all be so lucky next time the archives need to be accessed? Something to think on.
The Great Serpent, that's your god, right?
The Great Serpent is so much more than a god. It is fate itself. When our founder, Jinan Varun, left the United Colonies 140 years ago for distant stars, it was the Serpent that compelled him to found his now great house. The Serpent made us who we are today. Its voice speaks to us, shepherding us through the dark, and infuses our lives with the meaning the universe so often fails to provide.
What's it been like, being from House Varun in New Atlantis?
It was tolerable, even pleasant, when my brethren were here in the embassy with me. We remade this place as best we could into a home we all would recognize. Our native flora, our iconography, our connection to the Serpent, they came with us. With my brethren gone, it has been trying. But the Great Serpent has always provided me a path in my darkest moments.
So why'd the rest of the embassy staff leave? Where'd they go?
The affairs of House Varun are our own. They left. That is all there is to be said on the subject.
Okay. And why'd you stay behind?
House Varun committed itself to the armistice. This was said at the time to be the desire of the Great Serpent, and I do not believe the Serpent decides such things on a whim. So, when my brethren left, I remained, honoring the Serpent's will as I saw fit, as is the right of all his followers.
Okay. So he's just gonna stand there and... Oh, okay, so this is like an altar, almost. That's why he's sort of standing and praying there. Cool. Well, anything in your fridge that we can take? Okay, maybe not. Now, I wonder if this place is actually going to improve now that we've, quote-unquote, liberated it from its problems, restored power, and restored the whatchamacallit, the environment controls. There's a door here that apparently requires a key. I wonder where we can find that key. Unless it's something that we have to steal. Just checking once more. I mean, there's a lockbox here. He's standing right in front of it, so... Alright, let's move on. Let's move on. Oh, what's this? Personal computer. Log 1, Arrival. Yesterday marked the beginning of my tenure as House Varun's ambassador in the United Colonies. I arrived full of hope, believing our gesture of opening this new embassy would demonstrate that we have moved beyond our blood-stained past. But we had barely been in New Atlantis an hour when the troubles ahead of me began to reveal themselves. Our brief walk from the spaceport to the embassy was marked by suspicious glances and sneers from numerous strangers on the street. I fear minds here will not be easily changed. The wrongdoing of House Varun will not be so easily forgotten. It is my fervent wish that this embassy will come to be seen as an emblem of peaceful future, free of the stains of prejudice and violence. I will do my utmost to act as an avatar for that goal, regardless of any resistance I may face. Though I find myself in a strange land, I know the Great Serpent will guide us to success in our endeavor. Protests. This morning I was roused from contemplative prayer, which is I guess what he's doing right now, by the sound of muffled shouting. Upon investigation, I discovered a sizable group of United Colonies citizens engaged in a protest on my doorstep. They are opposed to their government's attempts to establish diplomatic ties with House Varun, and are petitioning for the immediate shuttering of the embassy. My attempts to engage them in discussion were fruitless. Most would not speak with me, and those who did refused to believe that our intentions in New Atlantis were purely peaceful. The embassy guards were eventually required to intervene, forcing me back into the building when the crowd's anger began to manifest as threats to my well-being. I intend to discuss this matter with my counterparts in the United Colonies. Their aid will be essential if this effort is to succeed, though I fear this will not be an isolated incident. A visitor. Each day my frustration grows. Great Serpent, what have I done to merit such scorn? Recently, Sia Mavan arrived at my embassy to receive a visit from such a high-ranking priestess, gravid no less, with the intention of engaging in talks with the United Colonies. I was overjoyed. Such a gesture from the house could only mean those skeptical of our efforts could at long last see merit in our work. But it seems I was deceived. Sia's stated mission and her actual intentions are clearly at odds. She has refused every opportunity to engage with representatives from the United Colonies. Instead, she speaks incessantly about the need to surveil the very diplomats whose trust I have dedicated months of effort to gaining. She remains trapped in our old mindset, unable to see what it is we are actually doing here, guaranteeing House Varun's future. The losses from the Serpent's Crusade were incalculable. Diplomacy is the only method through which House Varun's survival may be assured. I must find a way to make Sia see this. Luckily, I believe tonight's dinner will be the perfect opportunity. Our UC host, Deputy Diplomat Roland, is level-headed, reasonable, I dare say even sympathetic, a rare animal among the UC, if prior experience is to be any indicator. If Sia approaches him with open arms, I have faith that he would embrace her as a comrade. Great Serpent, let this come to pass. Dinner. Great Serpent, is this a test of my faith? Do you truly wish to plumb the depths of my loyalty? What other explanation could merit why you would permit such a spectacular disaster? Dinner at Deputy Roland's was initially promising, even congenial. Yes, there were pointed questions about House Varun's intentions, but overall an air of polite decorum was maintained. But it was when one of Roland's more boisterous guests, an officer of some type, perhaps having enjoyed one too many glasses of Chandra, asked, "But how can we trust you, Snakes, after what you did?" that I believed the gravid reached her breaking point. They were only words, but words are the battlefield on which diplomacy is fought, and I realized too late that this was a salvo Sia would not let pass. As dessert was served, Sia excused herself, waited for her return, and we waited for her return and waited, and then it had become clear that Gravid had simply left. I made my pleasantries and rushed back to the embassy. There I found her packing her things. When I asked where she was going, she stated simply, "I have seen all I need to," and she left without another word. I've reached out to my contacts back in Dazra, who have assured me that they still believe in the venture, that Jarek Varun himself still believes, and that is all the reassurance I require. Test of faith. The last of my staff have left today, our embassy now effectively shuttered. House Varun's leaders have ceased all communications with the United Colonies. Our own orders from Dazra were not much better, standing as a single word, return. No other reasons mentioned for our abandonment of our post, for the abandonment of our cause. But I know a test of faith when I see one. I serve House Varun. A simple understanding of that directive would be that I follow their orders. But what we do here is greater than that. If we are to survive, it cannot be on our own. If others refuse to see that, so be it. So here I stand, waiting for the day they all see the truth and come back. That's why he's alone. Interesting. So, could that also be the reason why we're not seeing a lot of House Varun people? Maybe the Zealots have taken over or something like that, but yeah, come to think of it, aside from Andrasia, the ambassador here is the only other House Varun person that we've really encountered, that are peaceful, that is. I mean, we've fought some House Varun ships before. Silence. There has been no word from my people in months. I have made several attempts at contacting them, but I am uncertain if my messages are reaching Dazra at all. As such, I have much time to think. Why allow us to come here, make a home for ourselves around a distant star, only to demand our return when the first bit of resistance is met, because of some drunken slight? Even Sia is not that influential amongst the court. No, there is something larger at play here, the recalling of the staff. It wasn't because of the incident with the Gravid. A change has occurred, yet by staying I now may never know what it is. Only time will tell. Yeah, okay, there we go. I'm thinking there's probably something big going on with House Varun. Spies. It seems it's been quite some time since my last entry. A welcome bit of exercise today. A United Colonies spy snuck inside the embassy. Just before dawn, as I finished my morning prayers, I heard an odd thrum. At first, I presumed my hearing was finally giving out, but then I realized what it was. It was the elevator descending. Presuming uninvited guests could mean only bad things, I snuck upstairs and hid among the branches of the venom tree. I watched, like a gargoyle perched on a parapet, as the young man stalked cautiously through the branches of the tree I'd spent so much time cultivating, obviously scared beyond his wits. At one point, an errant branch snapped as he passed, and I swear the boy leapt a foot into the air before realizing its source benign. I was shocked that the mere idea of House Varun could still garner such fear, even this long after the end of the Serpent's crusade. It would have been amusing if it wasn't such a clear reminder of the failure of my own endeavor. We evaded each other like this for the better part of 2 hours. It was a welcome distraction from a life now steeped in routine. He eventually gave up, returned to the elevator, and I to my meditation. As I think on it now, however, the purpose of the visit is exceedingly disappointing. This was no diplomat, no neighborly knock on the door. It was a spy. Someone breaking into somewhere a normal soul couldn't. They think me dead, don't they? A surprising message. It's happened. The message was short, a simple request for information regarding the state of things in New Atlantis, but filled me with relief nonetheless. House Varun has contacted me at long last. I had been forced to harden my heart to the possibility that I may never hear from my people again. Today's message assuaged that fear. Not sure how to pronounce that exactly. Though their intentions remain unclear, I am comforted by House Varun's willingness to re-engage in communication. I am hopeful that it signifies Dazra's willingness to return to more earnest attempts at diplomacy with the United Colonies. Great Serpent, you answer my prayers at last. I stand firm in my belief that it will be at my side as I continue to serve House Varun's interests in New Atlantis. May his celestial light bathe my people and those we once stood against, and help to usher in an era of harmony at last. I mean, this guy's intention seems really, really noble. Like the noblest of intentions that I've come across so far in this entire game, I feel. Anyway, time to head back. I assume there's no shortcut or anything like that. What is going on there? Okay, it's a robot. Probably sticking downwards from the upper levels. Actually, not entirely sure if we are safe. I assume we are, though. Okay, that is kind of creepy. They're just standing there doing nothing. I think those computers are just probably gonna control like security systems and such. Maybe if we do come back here, god damn it, these things. Maybe if we come back here, the place would be tidied up. I'm not entirely sure, although He doesn't exactly have any more of his staff with him, does he? So perhaps maybe he can't really do that. Alright, let's head back. Yeah, he definitely needs to do something about that invading plants, that's for sure. What is going on through here, though? Is there anything interesting? Okay, takes us to some kind of upper level. Not entirely sure if anything actually happens here. Not a single citizen to be seen, though. I'm guessing perhaps maybe there could be some plot points that bring us up here. Maybe side quests and the like. Anyway, let's refocus. Go back to the office. I forgot what the name of the office is, but... And do I want to keep wearing this business suit? I mean, it's probably useful if we intend to... persuade people constantly. I don't know. I don't really want to be dressed in business attire constantly as well. So maybe we'll switch it up soon. Cabinet chambers. Masked functionary. Nova Galactic Manual, Volume 3. Permanently reduce fuel needed for a grab jump by 1%. Yes, please. I'll take that. Alright, Liz.
Captain, you're back sooner than... Oh, wait. Did you actually succeed? With Radcliffe? And Balmore? We're all in agreement.
I mean, she's almost expecting me to have failed the mission. I mean, is that what she wants? I mean, it was harder than expected, but yes, all parties are on board.
Dealing with the interests and egos of people who don't necessarily like you is rarely easy. But I suppose that didn't stop you, did it? And now, I've already arranged everything with the archival monitors. When you get down there, the UC monitor will give you instructions on how to deploy the codes. Follow them to the letter. Here, the UC code piece and an archival access card. The entrance is just on the other side of the plaza across from Mast. Absolute best behavior down there, all right?
Okay. Report to the Armistice Archives. Let's do it.
Just doesn't add up. Spaceport has anti-Xeno protocols. How the hell does a whole herd of Terramors touch down undetected?
I don't know, mate, but I guess as good as mine. I just want to have a look around because we do have like various magazines that we could potentially be missing, like the one that we just saw. So maybe it would pay for us to just have a look around in these areas a little bit. Most of the stuff is considered stealing if we took it. So obviously we're not going to do that, but the magazines should be free to take, right? We go through here. It says authorized personnel only. I guess we're authorized.
Hey. Excuse me?
Howdy.
What about up here? Oh yeah, we were in here before. Anything interesting going on here? Doesn't look like it. That's maybe just an elevator. Alright, I guess that's the end of this particular office level. So... I don't know, should we like take a look at some of these other levels? I feel like I want to do that because we've been introduced to MAST and the UC for a very long time, yet we haven't exactly explored very much in MAST Tower itself. We've sort of done what we've needed to do. If there are, you know, interesting people that we can speak to who might give us quests and the like, that'd be great. And obviously, just looking out for those magazines as well. Okay. You guys look suspiciously close. Don't worry, won't tell anyone. Yeah. I feel like there could be a few more interactions where some of these NPCs talk to each other rather than, you know, wait for us to get close and then start talking.
You can count on that.
Yes? What?
Hello.
Okay. Hello.
Very healthy person here. With all their fruit snacking. Although, fruit does contain a lot of sugar, right? Like, I guess you could go
You see, might have a few less problems if
pretty
the Marines were
excessive
deployed a little
with
more
eating
often.
fruits. Commander Mitchell. I wish she would, like, just turn to actually face us. Let's...
Diplomacy fails every time, and when it does, the Marines mop up the mess.
Okay, so she's the commander of the Marines.
Unless you have official business with the government, this is not the place for you to loiter. Am I clear?
Hey, I am here to solve your terramorph problem. So, you know, give me a break.
Losing anyone in the line of duty is a tragedy.
Security
These
Chief
attacks,
Jeremiah Sarkin.
They can't happen again. My officers were unprepared for what happened at the spaceport. I intend to correct that. We're counting on you, Captain. Don't let my people's sacrifice be in vain.
Roger that. Alright. A lot of these people don't seem to be too interested in having, like, further conversations with us. Who's this person?
Our military must always be... I know there are those in the Setter systems who see us as warmongers. I also know I'm never going to change their minds, so I don't lose sleep over it.
General Shao. I wonder if she's, I feel like we've seen her before in one of those missions where both the Freestar were there and the Marines were there as well. The Freestar had like a green thumb, not green thumb, sorry, a green horn, rather. Anymore. Admiral Pascal Logan.
The next time terramorphs rear their ugly heads, the UC is going to be ready.
Okay, there's a lot of unique people here, but they don't really want to engage in conversation for whatever reason. I think we've been here. Yeah, I think we've been in every single office now. Is there anything else? I feel like the game is really good at giving you the illusion of there being like great spaces, but it's actually kind of small.
Speak to Deputy McIntyre. She'll point you towards what needs to be done next. You've done the UC an incredible service, Captain. Unfortunately, I believe this is only the beginning.
Okay. Alright, nothing interesting here. Alright, time to move on. Let's maybe check out another level. Alright guys, I know things are probably going a little bit slow here, but so we've been to cabinet chambers. This is where we're at the moment, and there's defense, research, health and human services, and Aegis. So let's go there. I think we have been at this level before. We didn't exactly explore too much though. But yeah, I'm just using this opportunity since we're here in Mass Tower to do a little bit of exploring where we haven't exactly done that before.
Yes?
So it might be a little slower.
Hello.
I hope you're not here to report something.
Agent Plato, yes, we've spoken to Agent Plato long time ago.
The fewer people there are thinking of it's been a pleasure.
And I think Aegis is like the CIA version of the United Colonies, if I'm not mistaken. What is this? This seems like some kind of an interrogation room. More stuff here. Defense Research and Initiatives Program.
Yes? What?
Hadrian. Okay,
We're
yeah,
on the cutting edge of technology here. It's an exciting place to be.
Haven't seen Hadrian for a while. Chief Engineer Upsana Kulkarni.
All you need to concern yourself with right now is collecting that data.
Dealing with ambassadors? I think I'd rather fight more terramorphs.
Maybe we might actually come back here and start sort of playing around with experimental weapons or something to fight off the terramorphs. Okay, nothing too interesting here. I think it's time for us to move on, and there was like this section here. Colonial Health and Human Resources.
Reliant Medical wouldn't be half the corporate. In my opinion, a society is only as advanced as its healthcare. But then, I suppose I am a bit biased.
Rooks. What do you do here?
It is my pleasure to attempt to steer this lumbering bureaucracy towards doing something useful for its citizens, keeping them healthy. My background's in medicine, but I like to think I've graduated from helping one patient at a time to, well, all of them at once.
You like working for the UC?
I really do. No group has done more for humanity than the United Colonies, and it is gratifying to be a part of that. Keeping our citizens in good health is vital to our continued success.
Cool.
Stay healthy.
So I guess they do like medical research or something around here?
Okay. Hello.
I gotta say, a lot of these people have like some really swanky looking offices, but... There we go. That should help. Alright. Well, I don't think there's anything else here in Mass Tower that we can sort of look at. There is the Orientation Hall and Pilot Simulator. I don't think we actually explored too much while we were there. I'm just gonna have another quick look around, guys, and we'll then be in and out as quick as possible. Registration, I think we've gone through that. Oh yes, okay, yeah, I remember this place. Where we could sort of get a brief history of the state of the world, almost. And, I think this is probably a really good place to go in the early game. So this takes us to pilot simulations or something? Yeah. We actually talk to any of the people here?
If we did our jobs right, you shouldn't even be able to tell you're in a simulator.
Did he say anything
Clearest
different?
lesson I've learned, watching all these flight runs, calm under pressure is rarer than you'd think.
Hey! Vanguard Space Tactics, Volume 1. Ship particle weapons permanently deal 5% more damage. I'll take that. I don't suppose magazines would be kept in like lockers and stuff like that. I haven't seen a single magazine tucked away in a locker though. They always seem to be just on top of like surfaces like tables and the like. Alright, well, let's get out of Mast Tower and we're going to proceed with the next part of this mission.
Congratulations.
Though I would like to spend a little bit of time, perhaps maybe going back to pick up that aluminium, guys, because I do want to make that aluminium delivery. Let me just take a look at where we need to go. Armistice Archives. Nice.
Navy's defeat at the Battle of Cheyenne by the Freestar Collective's ragtag fleet, both sides decided the time had come to bring the colony war to an end. So, the two parties came together to negotiate the terms of the armistice. Fleet sizes would be capped, mechs and xeno weapons outlawed, and all research related to those fields would be kept under lock and key in their own special archive, which actually rests below our feet as we speak. And while these new restrictions transformed the settled systems overnight, entire economies were upended with the flick of a pen. They also marked the start of something critical: cooperation between the United Colonies and the Freestar Collective for the first time in decades. A pledge between the powers for a more harmonious future. Thank you for listening.
So is there an Armistice Archive in Aquila City as well for the mech tech that they developed, or is it just here? I don't know, it seems strange that you would keep dangerous information and technology in just one power's territory.
It's a fascinating subject, the colony war, though I'm thankful I didn't have to participate.
Let's just look around, who knows? Could be magazines sitting around. Safeguard the past, secure the future. Does it matter which way we go? Okay, we've got Freestar and United Colonies people
No chit-chat on duty.
standing guard.
Captain, we've been expecting you. Please approach the monitoring station and we will go over the rules.
Okay. Can we just look around first, though? I think I should just get used to, you know, looking around before sort of continuing on with the main thing that we're doing, because I don't want to end up having to backtrack to various places like we just did. Though, I guess certain people only start talking to you after certain events as well, so perhaps maybe backtracking might be unavoidable somewhat. Okay, so we could unlock that door and get in there.
Welcome, Captain, to the Archives. To proceed, you will need to deposit your codes into the 3 corresponding receptacles. Once they are verified, I will open the door. Your data resides in Unit 18. You will not be able to access any of the other units. Once you've collected your data, return to the entrance. You may insert the first of the archival codes when you're ready to begin.
Okay. So... Alright.
All codes verified. Unlock engaged. You may proceed, Captain.
Terramorph data in Unit 18. Okay, there seems to be a lot of stuff tucked away here for safekeeping. I mean, we know about the mech technology and the Terramorph or Xeno warfare technology. But I wonder if we'll get to learn any other types of technology hidden away here. Unit 18. Case T18 Terramorphs. Return the data. Okay. Cool. I mean, I'm kind of curious to try and get through here, but I suppose they probably wouldn't like it, but... Let's leave. Alright, so the next part of this story is... taking it back to Deputy McIntyre. Again, I have no idea if we might find some kind of a thing where... What's going on here? There's oh, okay, that's a memorial. I thought something was burning, some kind of attack was going on. But yeah, who knows? There could be some characters trying to use some of this data for, you know, very sus intentions. Sus being the technical word. Alright. I think I'm gonna put the quest on ice for a little bit. Don't want to progress it too quickly. And I'm going to focus on a few other things here. One being our aluminium collection efforts, so we'll do that. But then we'll also start looking into our activity list, because we've got a very long activity list. There's probably quite a few side quests out there that we haven't exactly picked up just yet, and I want to sort of dig through that entire list and see if we can uncover a few more interesting things to do. But let's get ourselves to Androphon. Hopefully we've got a decent amount of aluminium banked up. I know we maybe stashed away some aluminium in the previous episode, so I'm sort of curious to see how much aluminium we might have at this point. Yeah, okay, so it's not completely full, but, you know, it's a pretty decent amount. So, yeah, let's take all of that, and all of that, and we'll load all of that into our ship. And I think we might call it an episode here, guys. In the next episode, I may start off the episode with doing a little bit more with the base building, and seeing if we can maybe figure out how to automate, or how to transfer stuff into the ship without having to sort of carry it on our person, like what we are doing right this moment. There we go. Alright. And obviously we will deliver stuff to Hope Tech as well, or deliver this aluminium to Hope Tech rather, because obviously they're still waiting for what, was it something like 600 or something like that aluminium, or maybe 700? Can't remember. Anyway guys, I am signing out here. Hope you enjoyed this episode. As usual, leave a like or a dislike or a comment or two down below. Stay true, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.